Hello my guys, welcome to another episode of the Mikeway Kicks. Yes, the Club World Cup is upon us, and the list of the players that are going to be going to the Club World Cup actually dropped today. And let's take a look at the list, and let's see which players are actually omitted. Let's take a holistic look at this list, and let's see if Chelsea actually stand in chance of winning the Club World Cup and going to the latter stages of the Club World Cup. Now, so the list, we had 4 goalkeepers actually going to the Club World Cup, which is Sanchez, Jorgensen, Pendance, and Slonina. Now, the fact is a goalkeeper was omitted, which is Petrovic. And for me, I think it's really a sad one, because this guy did so well at Strasbourg, and he deserves to be on this list. I have no idea what is actually going on behind the scene with Chelsea, but I think with what he has actually performed in Strasbourg, he was the best player in Strasbourg. I think he deserves to be on this list, because he has shown that he deserves to be to have a look in. But I think with Chelsea, that goalkeeper Petrovic right now is the goalkeeper in Chelsea that has the highest resale value, or the highest value at this point. And Chelsea itself already is more or less like a business kind of model right now, in terms of acquiring players and selling players and price tags and PSR reasons and, you know, resale value and all of that. So currently, I think these owners are trying to like let him go, because some clubs, majority of clubs in Europe, are actually interested in signing Petrovic. And to me, I think the owners wants to let him go. I don't know, there were conflicting reports. Some reports came out that he asked to be left out of the Club World Cup, which I don't think that's true. Majority of players actually wants to go to the Club World Cup, but it is said now, after missing out on Mike Maignan, that Chelsea are now keeping faith in Sanchez. A lot of conflicting reports, but the main point now is Jorgensen will eventually be sold. And for a player who was bought for 12 million, coming into the Chelsea team and, you know, performing averagely well, you know, in the first season before getting loaned out, you know, to Strasbourg, and he was the player of the season. I think Chelsea are focusing more of profits than what this guy actually brings to, you know, to the team. It's really sad to see Chelsea in this kind of ways. It's sad to see Chelsea in this kind, you know, of pattern, because a lot of fans, you know, pundits, journalists, so many people who are actually related to Chelsea or interested in what Chelsea are doing wants Petrovic to actually go to the Club World Cup, or wants Petrovic to actually be the #1 goalkeeper, including I and you, because we are tired of how Sanchez has this constant, you know, errors upon errors in the Premier League. And for Chelsea, goalkeeping situation is one of the most important situations going into the new season. That's why Chelsea were interested in Mike Maignan, which eventually the deal actually collapsed. Now you had a goalkeeper who wants to show what he's been made of, and you're still dropping him from going to the Club World Cup. It's not that he was injured, nothing of such. It's just having this whole transfer issue, because the fact like Leverkusen are interested, West Ham are interested, some other teams in Europe are actually interested in Petrovic. That's to show you as a Chelsea director that this guy has something in him. This guy has something to prove. This guy is eager to show something. He's eager to, you know, show his worth to the team. But at the end of the day, it will be Chelsea, and I think he will be sold at the end of the day. Now, let's move on to the next list. That's for the defenders. Now Cucurella will be going, Tosin Adebayo will be going, Badashili will be going, Cowell Sa, that's the new player that just got signed, Gusto, James, Amsomino, and Achipong. I think this is a good list, you know, for players actually going to the Club World Cup. The thing is that players who are actually going to this Club World Cup, majority of them, or majority of the players who went on loan, or, you know, majority of the players who went on loan are not in this list. I think that's what Chelsea are trying to do. They are trying to maintain the core of the players that actually, you know, finish the season with Chelsea, except for some exceptions of new players who are actually coming into the squad, like Dissasi and the players like Santos, who went on loan and he was so good. He came back, you know, he should, and he will be an integral part of this team going forward. So I think he will be added to this team. Apart from those 1, 2, 3 players and the new signing like Esugo I think the rest of these players actually, work with this team last season, apart from Delap. And I think majority of the players in this team are the ones that already understand the culture, already understand this team, and coming back into the team as well, or new players, maybe 1 or 2 additions. But apart from that, a whole lot of names were actually omitted from this squad, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. Now, for the midfielders going to this Club World Cup are Fernandes, Caicedo, Esugo, that's the new signing that's actually coming into this team. Santos did so well, in Strasbourg. He's actually going to the Club World Cup. Drusbirol and Lavia, they are all going to the Club World Cup. Now, for the forwards, Delap, will be coming into the Club World Cup. Neto, Palmer, Madueke will be going. Jackson, Nkunku, Tariq George, and Magill will all be going to the Club World Cup. Now, let's talk about Nkunku. For Nkunku, I don't think he will be in the team for next season. I just think going to the Club World Cup will actually still boost his resale value, and also for the fact that Chelsea don't have enough wingers, so he would as well deputize on the wings. Chelsea are going to this Club World Cup with only 3 recognized wingers and 3 strikers. So instead of Jackson, instead of Nkunku rather, to actually play in the top 9 position, we have Delap right now, we have Magill, we have Jackson, all fit. So obviously Nkunku might actually play from the wings or still in the attacking midfield position, which he is well preferred. So I think that's the reason they are taking him to the Club World Cup, and also for his resale value, because obviously he will be sold and it will be a bad PR if he doesn't go to the Club World Cup. So I think that's the reason why he is on this squad. Now, for the omissions, for the Club World Cup, we have Petrovic, like I discussed earlier, will not be going to the Club World Cup. Kendry Piers, which I think he should be on this list, coming to Europe, I think he still needs time to adapt, and due to the fact that in a couple of months his game has actually dropped. In January he came to Cobham, he trained with the squad. There was time for the coaches and everybody to actually assess him. So I think he didn't really meet up to what Chelsea actually expecting. Right now in his national team, he's not being preferred as a starter. So I think his game has actually dropped a little. And I think he needs time to, or probably a year or 1 or 2 years loan, to actually go on loan and, learn more, concerning playing in Europe, learn more in that finishing school in the French league, where he will have time to adapt to European football. So I don't think it's a bad thing letting Paez, go on loan to Strasbourg. He will be playing in the Conference League, he will be playing in Europe, and he has time to actually work with the team. He has time to do preseason with the team. So I think it's best to actually sort out his future right now in the next couple of years or in the next season. Now, for Felix, his number has actually been taken by Esugo. So that actually translates one thing, that Felix will be leaving at the end of the day. Right now, Benfica are the only club interested right now, and this is just a sign or a show that it is over for Felix in Chelsea. I don't think he will put on the Chelsea jersey anymore. I don't think he will be going to America for the preseason as well. So I think he will be leaving. The likes of Sterling didn't do well with us now. I don't think he will be staying. Already his future will already be sorted, because it is known that he will be leaving. So there's nothing to actually talk about his own situation. Even last season he was not in the team. So what's the essence of him coming back into the team this year? Dissasi will be leaving already. They are already looking for clubs. He already knows that he will be leaving, so he is not part of this team. Players like Vega, actually Juventus actually want him to stay, but at the end of the day he would actually leave on loan on a permanent deal. But Chelsea were not able to have this agreement with Juventus, so I think he's going to leave at the end of the day. So those are some of the players that that are going to leave Chelsea and are not part of this Club World Cup. Same for Mike Penders and Slonina. I'm very, very surprised, because having Mike Penders and Slonina and not taking Petrovic to the Club World Cup, it's crazy. I have no idea why was actually going on. There was a report that just came out not quite long, according to Jacob Steinberg. He said Petrovic is likely to leave Chelsea after being left out of the Club World Cup squad. Some interest from West Ham, but to move to Europe is possible. Like I said earlier, he's going to leave. I don't think he's going to be part of this squad, despite what might be communicated to the media, or what you know, I think there must be a background, something that's actually going on with this team, and I just wish it's sorted out as quick as possible. They were not able to get Mike Maignan from AC Milan, so what is the need of dropping Petrovic for this team? I think it's really, really disrespectful, and I think he has to go to a place where he will be respected and he will get first team football, because Chelsea at this point doesn't really value him, and I'm so disappointed in such moves. There was another report coming from Bobby Vincent. He said Omari Kellyman is expected to go on loan. He's looking for first team football elsewhere temporarily, but he's understood that he is still targeting a spot in Chelsea in the future. There's nothing to talk about him. The fact is, I don't know why he was signed. I have no idea. There was no need for him to be signed from Aston Villa last season. Probably the clubs actually want to do each other PSR favors. That was why he was signed. He didn't make a single appearance in the Chelsea first team. He was injured most part of the season, so there's no way, you know, he's coming into the team. And Chelsea fans have no idea who he is and how he plays. I think he played few games in the under-21, and right now he's back from, you know, injury and he's fit, and I think it's time for him to go on loan. Probably the Championship or League One will help him to, you know, elevate his game, and obviously in the nearest future coming to the Chelsea team. There's a report coming from Fabrizio that says Joao Felix and Raheem Sterling will not be part of the Chelsea squad. Like I said, you know, Chelsea are looking for solutions on the market, so like I said earlier, they will both be sold. And another report coming from Luke Edwards, it said Newcastle are in talks to sign goalkeeper James Trafford, and Burnley wants 30 million. Chelsea, though, could enter the bidding, as they also admire the goalkeeper and have tracked him for over a year. So the fact is that I think Joe Sheed has a hand in this. No disrespect to Trafford, he's a very good goalkeeper. A goalkeeper who kept 29 clean sheets last season in the Championship. So you could see how good he is, you know. And also, he is also a former Man City graduate. So that's why I said Joe Shield has a hand in this, assembling the squad again. But I don't think it makes sense going for James Trafford. He has every attribute to be one of the best goalkeepers. I understand he's currently in the England squad, you know, even if he has not made his debut yet, you know. But to me, I think Chelsea needs to go for experience, you know, goalkeepers in the squad. We have too many inexperienced goalkeepers. We have too many goalkeepers who haven't played at the highest level, who are still developing, apart from Sanchez, who we know that he's not the kind of profile of goalkeepers we need in the Chelsea squad. So I think Trafford is not the kind of goalkeeper I would actually want. He had a 9-goal prevention last season, which was very good for a goalkeeper in the Championship. And also he was the best goalkeeper in the Championship. And like I said, he's also in the national team. So it's good having him, you know, in the England fold, having him in lesser team. But to be in the Chelsea team, I really do not think that Chelsea should actually go for this deal. I think Chelsea should go for somebody better. Diogo Costa is still on the market, you know, and the Spanish goalkeeper is still on the market as well. That's the Spanish national team goalkeeper that plays for Atletico Bilbao. Is also in the market. So I don't think this much more recycling of developing goalkeepers. Chelsea don't need such in that team. And for the last report for today, Chelsea are still interested in Hato. I spoke about Hato in my previous video. I think that is the deal Chelsea needs to, you know, strike as quick as possible, because Cucurella, if you watch this list of players going to the Club World Cup and Chelsea players currently, Chelsea do not have a cover for Cucurella, and Hato is one player who I think would actually do so well if he comes into the squad. Chelsea and Arsenal are actually interested in him, and Chelsea would actually offer UEFA Champions League football. The what's it called? The competition in Chelsea is lesser than Arsenal, because Arsenal you have players ahead of him. You know, Arsenal currently has 2 players that play in level position, Chris Kelly and the guy from Bologna that came last season as well. So there are also players that can also deputize in that part of the pitch, where you have the likes of Timber and other players who can actually deputize in that part of the team. But for Chelsea, you only have Cucurella, and this is a player that is very versatile. You know, Chelsea are prioritizing versatility in their in players these days. You know, where you have players who could play in different positions, and this Hato can play at the number 3 position. He can play defensive He can play in the back three. He can play in the back two in the left center back position. You know, he can also deputize in midfield if you want him to. So he's a player that Chelsea would actually benefit a lot from. And if Chelsea are actually going into this deal, Chelsea should make it as quick as possible. I'm going to make a second video concerning Chelsea transfers in the last couple of years. Let's have an holistic look at Chelsea transfers compared to Liverpool and Man City currently and in the last couple of years as well. That video will be dropping soon. Please share your thoughts in the comment concerning the players actually going to the Club World Cup and players who are going to be leaving, like Felix, like Petrovic, Kendry Piers, Vega, and the rest who are going to be leaving Chelsea either on loan or a permanent buy. Please share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, share this video. Until I come away again next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and the second video will be dropping anytime soon. Until I come away again next time, subscribe, share this video, comment in the comment section. I remain your boy Mikeway. Stay cool. Cheers.